Hello friends, Adam here with FED. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel, and I would like to invite anyone who hasn't subscribed yet to do so. We put up Fire Emblem videos often, and we also stream and play Fire Emblem on the channel. We also do we play whatever we want to, play other stuff, talk about other stuff, whatever I'm feeling that day. So if you want to keep up to date on all that good stuff, make sure to subscribe, and let's get on with today's topic, which is the Brawler Class from Fire Emblem Three Houses. So I think the Brawler Class is really mediocre, really just underwhelming. And I want to talk about how that could be fixed in maybe future releases of Fire Emblem where the Brawler might be present. And also, I'm sorry if my baby that I'm holding right now makes some noise as she's sleeping, but you never know. She might make some grunts or loud sighs or something while she's sleeping. But yeah, she was crying before. I had to pick her up. I couldn't help it. Anyways, okay, so Brawler, you need C brawling to get into it, which is really easy to meet. C is like the baseline for intermediate classes, it seems like, and it's never hard to reach that rank. Let's talk about Brawler's growth rate modifiers, which are less important than other factors, but worth talking about at the very least. Right there. I like the 10 speed. Plus 10 speed growth is great. That's as good as like Pegasus Knight, which is awesome. Plus 10 dex is whatever. Minus 10 magic and minus 10 res is also kind of whatever on a brawler. You don't really worry about that too much. But the plus 30 HP is awesome to have early. The earlier you can have like for that kind of class to have a plus 30, or for the kind of unit that you're going to put into brawler to have plus 30 HP growth from level 10 onward can be huge. So I really like that. I think that's a big benefit, like have a really high HP stat by the end of the game. So I think their growth rates are actually okay overall. The only thing I'd like to see changed is something to go in strength. Maybe we could take the dexterity and put it into strength, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. So I don't think growth rates are the problem. Alright, the stats modifier. So when you change into the class, these stats get added to your... Oh, that's brilliant. When you change into Brawler, these stats get added to your class. To your natural bases. 1 HP, 2 dex, 2 speed, minus 1 res, and 1 move. So 5 move unit, standard infantry for intermediate class. The 1 HP is like okay. I'd like to see that be higher. I think that'd be a fun niche for the class to make it like have higher HP, but that's whatever. 2 dex, kind of pointless to me. On them, I don't see the point. 2 speed is always nice. And minus 1 res doesn't hurt too much. It's not. They're not going to be like your physical tanks most likely, anyways. And if they are, like I don't know, they already were. Your unit already was before they went into Brawler or something. They already had high defense. I don't know. You don't put this. You don't put a unit in a Brawler for defense, really. So yeah, decent stats really. Then we look at class abilities, and I think this is where Brawler really falls short compared to some other ones. Other classes that you could choose at this point. And unarmed combat just allows you to attack with no weapon. That's not good. Because if you don't have a weapon, like first of all, why don't you have a weapon? What were you doing? And second, the argument could be made that you can save weapon uses. If you don't need to use a weapon to kill something, you can just use your use unarmed combat. But to that I say, it is going to be such a rare situation where you are going to need to save weapon uses. Money is really plentiful in Three Houses, so the idea of saving weapon uses, or I guess at that point, like you're saving money and saving forge stones, whatever, smithing stones, like it's pointless to me. You don't need that. If you really want something similar to unarmed combat, just have training gauntlets on your unit, and that's basically unarmed combat, except you don't have to learn it as a master ability from Brawler of all things. So I think that's kind of where this class really falls off. It becomes really uninteresting. Especially when you compare it to Brigand, who maybe doesn't have any class abilities, but the master ability is way better than unarmed combat. Death Blow is like leagues better. And as a Brawler, you would rather have Death Blow than unarmed combat every day of the week, because on player phase, you're going to be doubling no matter what. So that's not plus 6 damage, that's plus 12 damage. On player phase. So it's just dumb to me that they went this route just to say, oh, you can use unarmed combat on any unit. I understand they wanted to give you a way to get the skill, But why couldn't they just do it through the brawling skill line? Maybe at like C brawling or even you know, you could even go as high as B. I don't care. Just when you learn the rank, you get it. But whatever. All right. Now let's talk about how we would change this to make it a more interesting class. Not necessarily better than other classes, but just make it a more interesting pick, something you might use more often. So I think the proficiency is fine. C brawling is totally okay. I wouldn't change that. There's no need to make it harder or easier to get in. Growth rates. This is the first thing I would change. This is the first thing I would change. I would take this 10% off of Dex and throw it onto Strength. I think that makes Brawler a much more interesting pick growth-wise, because higher Strength with Gauntlets, every level up in Strength with Gauntlets is essentially getting 2 Strength, right? Because you always double on player phase. Enemy phase is a different story, but player phase. So I really like that, and I'd like to see that on Brawler rather than the 10 Dexterity. But again, the growths don't matter a whole lot. That's the only change I think I'd make there. As far as stat boosts go, again, I think I would want to move the Dexterity and move it over to Strength. And maybe to balance it a little bit, maybe not just like get rid of the 2 Dexterity and put like 1 Strength here and then like 1 or 2 points of HP. And make this a really interesting blend of high Strength and high like bulk, high HP. Rather than being like really defensive, but just being able to like soak in a lot of hits because of their massive HP bar, which I think would be really interesting. So I'd love to see 3 HP, 2 Strength. Actually, no, 3 HP, probably 1 Strength, just to differentiate from Brigand a little bit. 2 Speed, and then just keep the rest. And I think that would make it a little more interesting overall in that way, as far as stats go. And now looking at the abilities, man, Brawler is super uninteresting. Super uninteresting, right? I guess you keep Unarmed Combat as one of its abilities. I don't see any reason to really change that. But the Mastered ability, I would want to see become something different. Since Brawler is a male-only class, I would be interested in seeing this class getting Darting Blow, maybe. I think that could be an interesting balance there. Because Darting Blow is locked to Pegasus Knight, and also I think is it just Yuritsa, or can another character get it through Budding Talents from DLC? I don't think so. I think it's just Yuritsa. So for the most part, Darting Blow is locked to female characters. So it'd be interesting to put it onto Brawler, which is not a female class, to put it on a male-only class, so that they had access to Darting Blow, and that would work in some more interesting thoughts, because I know a lot of people say just go Brigand and Archer, master those for Death Blow and hit plus 20 for males. And for females, it's a little more interesting because you have Darting Blow, you also want Death Blow, and you also want hit plus 20 in some cases. So you really have to balance your time out there. For males, it's a little more easier. Yeah, I just said that. It's a little easier. And I would really like the idea of having 3 mastered abilities be really good and good enough for you to really want to work towards. So I think giving this Darting Blow totally works and would be fun. Because why the heck can't males get Darting Blow? It's dumb. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the Brawler class and how I would fix it, or not even fix it, just make it more interesting to use. Let me know in the comments what you would change. How would you make the Brawler class a more interesting choice on your next playthrough? And also, maybe you do use the Brawler class and tell me how you use it, why you use it, what your favorite unit is to put in it, all that sort of stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe. We do videos like this all the time. I try to put a video up daily. It's been a little bit of a struggle recently because of the little one who I am holding right now. Yeah, she's a handful. I've also had some freelance work going on that should be finishing up soon, so I should get back to uploading daily. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.